Thank you for joining with me for the meditation for Lesson 308 in the A Course in Miracles workbook for students. This instant is the only time there is. I have conceived of time in such a way that I defeat my aim. If I elect to reach past time to timelessness, I must change my perception of what time is for. Time's purpose cannot be to keep the past and future one. The only interval in which I can be saved from time is now, for in this instant has forgiveness come to set me free. The birth of Christ is now, without a past or future. He has come to give his present blessing to the world, restoring it to timelessness and love. And love is ever present here and now. Thanks for this instant, Father. It is now I am redeemed. This instant is the time you have appointed for your Son's release and for salvation of the world in him. This instant is the only time there is. This instant is the only time there is. Unlike the ego's present, the holy instant, the true present is outside time, wherein we suspend belief in the reality of the ego's thought system of separation, sin, guilt, and fear. My dog's going crazy, sorry. No one can save me, not God, Jesus, A Course in Miracles, nor my special loves. Only the decision-making part of my mind can help me by choosing the Holy Spirit in the holy instant, the only interval in which I can be saved. Forgiveness is the Course's means of bringing the problem from the world where I placed it back into the mind where I sought to hide it. This is from the text, chapter 15, section 10. The holy instant is truly the time of Christ, for in this liberating instant no guilt is laid upon the Son of God, and his unlimited power is thus restored to him. The time of Christ is the time appointed for the gift of freedom, offered to everyone, and by your acceptance of it, you offer it to everyone. And let us remember that the ego's purpose for time is to prove its thought system of sin, guilt, and fear as true. For linear time, the time that we use, is but their shadowy projection. Having chosen the ego's purpose as our own, we hold on to the sins of the past, especially reveling in holding on to the sins of someone else's past, whether they were committed within 5 minutes, 5 months, 5 years, or 5 decades. Thus, we think sin is proven real, but existing in another. Our experience of guilt and what the ego calls the present justifies our belief in sin and leads to guilt's projection, followed by the belief in future punishment. This whole thing is why we love to be unhappy and why we do the very things we will fail at so that we will be reprimanded. Punishment proves time is real, as does sin, guilt, and fear. As are sin, guilt, and fear. So punishment proves time real as well as sin, guilt, and fear. It is in league with the ego, which has proven that Jesus lied and A Course in Miracles does not work. We need to see that this makes no sense, for its insanity leaves us miserable and unhappy. This world makes us miserable and unhappy. Yet there is another use for time, and that's because nothing lasts, nothing's constant in this world. It's always changing. So this other use for time is to help us realize that there is no sin in the past, and so there is nothing to forgive. And guilt in the present, moreover, that any guilt in the present is not justified, and so there is no basis for fear of future punishment. And I'm going to read this. I'm going to close with this from chapter 15, section 9, 7, 3 through 4. In the holy instant, you experience only the attraction of God. Accepting it as undivided, you join Him wholly in an instant, for you would place no limits on your union with Him. And there are no limits on your union with Him. We are one. I love you. Thank you so much for joining with me. Let us remember this instant is the only time there is. Thank you. See you tomorrow.